Hey, what's up guys? All right, we have had the car less than a month and we are accomplishing big things. So over here in the corner, we got some really cool stuff. There's 4 of them. So maybe I'll just end the video now and not show you. Nah, I'm just kidding. Let's do it.
Like a Hellcat.
So you guessed it, wheels. All right. So behind me, I have 4 awesome wheels. They are the Verde Axis wheels. So pretty awesome wheels. I decided to go with the matte black finish since I've got the matte black hood. And you know, there's nothing else that's gloss black on the car. I think it's gonna look awesome. So I decided to go with the 20s. Now when picking these wheels out, you know, I originally wanted to go with a replica wheel, and you know the price was going to be around $900. And then I just kind of got to thinking that everybody does the same thing when it comes to these cars. Mostly, you know, the replica wheels are nice. You know, they're heavy. You can run a wider wheel in the back, but you know how we do it. I like to be different, so definitely went with something that I think is unique. Now, never mind the fact that we have missing center caps here because they're just not put on yet. For one reason, I want to show you something. So inside of this bag, the backs already came installed, but the fronts, you know, they were separate. And now, before I dive into this, I've ordered wheels for cars before, like my 2018 Mustang, and it came with some of the cheap little, let me show you. These. On the 2018 Mustang, I ordered the late model restoration GT350R replica wheels in a liquid graphite finish. And what it does is it comes with these guys right here, and it's pretty much just a sticker on a plastic center cap. So, you know, I definitely ordered, you know, the Ford OEM ones that fit on that car from a GT350, and it looked awesome. But, you know, when you're spending, you know, $1,000 for, you know, a set of wheels or whatever it may be, maybe $2,000 or whatever for a forged wheel. You know, a lot of times these center caps can be kind of an aftermarket, you know, an afterthought. So with these, I thought these are really special. So there is a, let me get this film off of here. Don't need that. So these, see if I can get this thing to focus. All right. Are completely metal and they look stunning. It's kind of a big fat center cap, you know, when you compare it to like the other wheels, which don't even fit on the car, but there's a pretty big difference there. So your SRT center caps are not going to transfer over to these wheels, but I don't care because these look even better. I think they look awesome, and yeah, they're pretty heavy. So big shout out to Verde for, you know, giving us something that looks really, really good. It's nice and hefty, and I do like it. It should complement these wheels very, very well. So for the fronts, I went with a Nitto G2 275 40 20, and I had that same tire on the last Mustang that I had, and it's a decent tire, but you know, you can still break traction, you know, with those rear tires. So a lot of research I did, and hunting down, you know, the correct tire sizes and what's going to work, what's not, and ultimately decided on a drag radial for the rear. And so of course I went with a 305 35 20 Nitto 555R. So they're a little bit lighter too. I don't have the old ones off just yet. We'll get to that in a second, but I can tell you that these are lighter. When I did the brakes, if you haven't catch that video, go check it out. I went with the Z23 power stops, and they're awesome. So I know you guys are asking me about like, you know, a couple day review. Do they dust, you know, or anything like that? So I ran my finger across them this morning after about 2 days of driving. Went to Nashville, came back. So I put a couple 100 miles on the car and drove it aggressively as well. And when I brushed my finger across the fronts, there was nothing. So that is good news. Now another question that came about is that harder pad going to eat through the rotors? I have no idea, guys, but I know the Power Stop sells the crap out of these pads. People have been putting them on their cars for years, so I don't foresee any issues. Just total benefits. You know, you can buy those pads for next to nothing on Amazon, and they do wonders.
So here's pretty much the car as it looks with the stock brass monkey wheels. And let me come in here and show you. Other than road grime, there's not really anything on my finger. So these brakes, that's about it right there. And that's, you know, a couple 100 miles worth of driving. So awesome. So this is a fantastic looking wheel. There's no issues with the paint or anything like that. It is a very nice premium, you know, it's kind of dirty right there, but nice premium, very flat painted satin black finish. I think it's going to complement the car extremely well. So let's go put them on the car and find out.
All right, guys, we're going on days later, and was playing the FedEx waiting game for the lug nuts to show up for these wheels that I've got, these Verde wheels. And so the issue, I don't even know what to say. I'm pretty pissed off right now. So I bought it from a company. You know, they knew what the car was. I told them the year, make, model, and trim level. You know, and no talk was ever discussed about, you know, what I'm about to show you. And it sucks that it's happening to me, but at least I can share this knowledge with you guys. And it's God, I'm so frustrated because I've spent all this money on these tires, and the wheels do not work. So I had to wait on the lug nuts because, you know, obviously it's a smaller hole inside of the wheel. And I just saw a Facebook post about these, and I just literally got the lugs in, and I was like, oh man, I need to go out there and check this because none of this may work at all. So the offsets are good on the wheels. All of that was good, but the design of these wheels are not going to work on your SRT 392, SRT, Charger, Challenger, anything SRT with big brakes in the front, and especially not in a Hellcat.
All right, so we have these beautiful wheels here, and these are the rears. But before I show you on the car, now awesome looking wheel, offsets are good. The rears, these rears would work with no issue, I'm sure. But I talked about one of my favorite things about these was that this, what do you call these? The TPMS sensors are shoved back into the center of the wheel, so it gives it a nice clean look around the outside of the wheel so that you don't see them. The issue is on the front here. This is obviously not fully on the wheel, it's just kind of sitting there. I didn't force any of this on, but where these are going to go on, it's going to hit right there on the caliper. So if I were to actually mount these up in a drive, they're going to hit the bottom here and then fold these things over. So I don't know what to do. You know, I'm gonna have to do the whole return policy thing now, and that really sucks.
And you know, the crappy thing is I've already, you know, I've had the wheels for, you know, days now, and I've already gotten rid of the boxes and everything. So I was just waiting on the lugs to come in, and the tires. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's not going to work. So I guess that opens up the option of going to a different wheel, obviously. So what am I going to do? Yeah, so maybe I'll just do the replica wheels. I mean, everybody else does them, but they work. So I don't know. I'm going to have to go play around now and see if I can. You know, I really wanted the MMR FS06 wheels, and I just didn't want to spend like $2,500.
on just the wheels. And I know, silly me, I'm spending all this money on a car, but you know, these wheels look very similar to that, but they are a fraction of the cost. And you know, my luck with the design, and one of the other people on Facebook right now on one of the forums is dealing with the exact same thing. There's a loud car. That his is going on a 392, and they're not working. So I saw that and I was like, well, crap, you know, I need to go out there and check, and sure enough, they don't work. So huge fail. I don't know what to do now. So now we're gonna have to wait for probably a couple more weeks, and I got to do the return and dismount the tires, and you know, spend more money, and damn it. And it sucks because, man, these wheels would look so freaking good. I like the design of them. I really do. They look so good. But that is not going to work. I don't even think with any kind of a spacer that that's going to even work. And I've never even heard of like a low profile, like, you know, TPMS sensor or something. I don't think that you can bend those, or, you know, I wouldn't want to do that to try to force them, you know, to make it work. It's just, it sucks. So on a real note here, guys, this is a huge fail, but at least you will be able to learn from this. And you know, sometimes things just don't work. And then I tried to do the research on people running these wheels, and you know, the location of that TPMS sensor, the valve stem, if you will, wasn't something that I initially thought about, and neither did anybody else. But there's not a lot of information about these wheels on like SRT modeled Chargers and Challengers. So learn from this is what we will do, and hopefully you guys will see this as well and not make this mistake. So another thing too, my failure here sucks, and I was really looking forward to this and being able to share all, you know, this good news with you guys, and show you the new wheels, and go out there and do some you know, test out the drag radials and stuff like that. But now you know that I'm going to keep the tires, obviously, but real talk though. So I'm going to give a shout out here to a fellow YouTuber. He's a good guy that I keep in contact with, you know, pretty often, and his channel is Rated R Cars. He's a Mustang channel, but he's also an enthusiast. So I definitely want to tell you guys to go check him out, subscribe, follow him on Instagram, Facebook, or, you know, YouTube, everything. Good dude. Makes some really cool content. He's a really, you know, he brings a lot of comedy to what he, you know, to his YouTube videos, and he's been having a lot of trouble with his 2018 Mustang. And you know, this is not, I'm not opening up a discussion here for, oh, the Mustangs are terrible. You know, nobody cares, man. You know, Chevys have problems, these cars have problems, every car has problems, but his car has been in and out of the shop, you know, a couple of times for some issues. Luckily, Ford is sticking with him, but he did have a like a crank sensor problem or something, something internal with his engine while he was on like an interstate. So luckily there was an opening. He was able to pull off the side of the road, and you know, while big trucks and stuff are going by. So, you know, when his vehicle broke down, you know, it was able to happen, you know, and he was able to pull off the side of the road while being safe about it. So that's good. But definitely go check out his channel. You know, he's a good one. But he just gave me a shout out, and I wanted to you know, come on here and say thank you, and definitely, you know, give the shout out back to him. But a lot of the reason why I bring this up is sometimes problems happen, and you know, us YouTube creators are, you know, in a position where we'd like to tell, you know, you, the audience, what is going on, you know, so that we can all learn from this. And it sucks for us though that happens to, because you know, we're the ones that live it. And
This happens to more than just us. It happens to a lot of people. But you know, we do try to give you guys as much information as possible. So this back here is a huge problem, and I'm not going to force this to work. So I will leave you with this. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Yeah. Like and subscribe, all the normal stuff. So, and I will keep you updated on what is going to happen next. But I'm definitely open to suggestion on wheels. You know, should I just go ahead and do the replicas? I am completely sold on like a satin black finish. The brass monkeys here, I want to pull them off and use them as a winter you know, tire and wheel setup. So I want something for, I already have the tires, so we're definitely going to go with like a 10.5 in the rear and hopefully 9.5 in the front. But what style do we want to go with? I don't know. Maybe you guys will have some suggestions. I really wanted to stick around that $1,000 price tag for some wheels. While that may be cheap, I don't know. My 18 Mustang had $900 wheels on it, and they were fantastic, and everybody loved them, and I did too. So replica wheels fit right in there with them. I'm not going to have any problems with replica wheels. They're cheap, they're readily available, and I can get them into whatever the heck color I want. But I also like to be different too, and I like the car to look good, so maybe you guys can bring some suggestions here and help design my car. Other than that, guys, that is it. I will see you guys next week, I'm sure, and hopefully we'll have some better news with what's going on here. So I want you all to stay safe, love your families, love your pets and your dogs and your cats and all that fun stuff, and yeah, stay legal. Don't be street racing. At least go to Mexico and do it, you know what I mean?